we wouldn't be able to have a happy relationship.
There's a respect that you earned from them because you've been holding them down. You showed them the man that you are.
Yes, ma'am.
I've not seen that yet.
This thing that we call marriage today is supposed to be about sacrifice, commitment. It's a fight, especially in today's time when they're not incentivizing marriage. They're incentivizing sexual behavior, all kinds of illicit acts that will produce babies, but they're not promoting or having systems set up for marriage to be sustainable. Man, we're just in a decay and a breakdown of society. And one of those things on social media that's adding to that is the Joe Smith and his wife Kisha Chavis situation. We all remember when she went on, came online and recorded their conversation and recorded the things that they were going through, saying that he was broke. He had no longer had money. He couldn't take care of her. So she began to revert back to what she felt like worked best for her. Remember, we know that she was a former porn star. She is the sister of Champagne Penn Davis. Guys like me in the 90s grew up watching Champagne back in the day. Everybody in the hood loved Champagne. Well, we know that Kisha was also doing porn. I'm talking about hardcore porn. 2 and 3 guys at the same time, DPs and everything, right, was going on. And Joe Smith, you know, after his first wife was a debacle, he came in and he married this woman. Well, they went on to Kevin Wesley's show to have some type of mediation where somebody can come in and counsel them and the troubles that they was having in their marriage. And Joe Smith got up and walked out. But let's listen to what Kisha said in that meeting to get him to want to walk out. We'll come right back.
It's up to you first and foremost to not post those things. And once you put them up there, now you have to deal with it. And that's what's happening right now. You're dealing with it, and he has to publicly deal with it. When he tried to talk to you about it, this conversation should have been in the home, but you went public. Why? Why did you say, I want to reveal to the whole world, not just my husband being upset and angry. He's a 6'10" black man. So I'm not only just going to show him being angry, I want the world to know about our issue. And now when the world wants to know about it, it's like you're upset about it. You don't want to talk about it. But you brought this to the world because at that moment you felt like you were right in what you did. Now the world's saying you're wrong, and it's not looking like you thought it would look. They're actually more so understanding what Joe's going through.
Well, then someone needs to help him then. Shaq, can he get a Papa John's?
Wow. Okay. Kiss, that was wrong. Joe?
Yeah, I'm out, y'all.
Joe?
I'm out, y'all.
What was wrong about that?
All right, so if you're saying it help should come from anybody outside of your husband, that is saying that you don't trust him. It's saying that you don't believe in him anymore. So he's your provider. If you trust him in that, and when he's not the provider, you as the wife is his helpmeet. So when he's not the provider, you help to. He hunts, you have the garden. When he can't hunt, he gets injured. Y'all have the garden, right?
Right.
Of course, it ain't as plentiful just to get off the garden.
He's always injured, Kevin.
But if that's still the man you married. So if you want, that's still the man you married.
Kevin, I think you should probably go find your friend and talk to him because he needs counseling. He needs to become the man that you are.
You both need that.
Because you have several wives that you are maintaining and holding down.
But if I couldn't talk to them, we wouldn't be able to have a happy relationship.
There's a respect that you earned from them because you've been holding them down. You showed them the man that you are.
Yes, ma'am.
I've not seen that yet.
Well, as you can see, Kisha is a very troubled woman, and it's not just my words. These are the things that she talked about in her trauma. She was homeless. She'd been taking care of herself since she was a child. I think she got a child, and she had to take care of that. Like, she operates from desperation. She operates from trauma. And when things don't go her way or go the way that she thinks it should, she reverts back to what works best for her. She loses the ability of having compassion because she didn't grow up in a compassionate, protective lifestyle. Everything is all or nothing with her. And that's why she can say the things that she says with no compassion. But and reverting back, she's now doing porn again. And she turned up on the Bang Bros edition with Baby Alien. And Baby Alien is a midget who does porn and sleeps with all kinds of beautiful women in vans and in malls and everything. And she shows up with baby Alien on a segment of Bang Bros. Let's check that out and we'll come right back.
With the milk, with the older woman, that's what you really learn.
I heard baby Alien was in here. Come here, little Polly.
Hey, baby!
Mommy came to take care of that baby, baby. You ready for that? Yeah, you ready for that?
Of course. Yo, another surprise.
Now, what I want to say here is when you see these kind of behaviors, most of us in the black community are not raised up to be husbands or wives. Joe Smith was the #1 pick in the 1995 draft coming out of Maryland. I think he was drafted by Golden State. You know, he had some trouble in his upbringing as well. But most of us young men growing up, and he had a skill set. He grew to be 6'10". He made millions of dollars in the NBA, but he wasn't trained in how to keep that money. He wasn't trained in what manhood was. He got by in society because he had a talent that other people could benefit from. See, he made over $60 million playing basketball, but in his likeness through college and in the NBA, how much did the corporations make off of Joe Smith being the #1 pick in the draft? So he never was under the tutelage or had the teaching to teach him financial stability, to be financially astute, and what manhood was. Most of us in the black community learn what manhood is on the fly as we going along. And we make a lot of mistakes along the way. But the same in a house of dysfunction is the same for the young lady. Kisha Chavis herself, she talked about all of the turbulent things that she's been through in her life. So when you look at her and listen to her talk, she lacks compassion. It doesn't mean that she doesn't have love, right? Some form of love or care, but she lacks the form of compassion because that's part of her trauma. That's part of her trauma. And this is why she can give years of her life to a man, but then put all of her business online, embarrassing them both. She's in survival mode. She really believes that what she's doing is working right for her. Because when you're in survival mode and desperation mode, she feels as though, like she said, she got to do what she got to do. It don't matter if she's giving out her body because her self-worth has plummeted. Her self-worth was already low when she was doing DPs in porn movies. So when she met Joe, when you see her on that wedding show, she started to put her self-worth in a higher plateau through him. And this is why she said to Kevin, you gained your respect through the women that you take care of. He's never shown me that. Because in her life, she's never been connected to a man from her father to Joe that she felt that she can lay her shoulders on and feel protected. So she's going to go out by all means necessary and do what she has to do, survival. Even if it's killing and defiling her body. Even if it's embarrassing herself to the world. She don't see what the world sees. She's operating from desperation. And these are the issues that we have in the community. I could easily come out and destroy her and get into some gender war stuff. But this marriage here is part of alarming issues in the black community, period. These are not the only people. Marriage is something that's not promised to you like life or death. Marriage is something that you have to fight for. You have to fight for it. It's not guaranteed. And coming into the marriage with Joe, she said that she wasn't the first wife that enjoyed all the luxuries and spending. She was the second wife. So going into the marriage with Joe, you was already going into the marriage having an outstanding understanding for what he was already going through. And these are, man, listen, we got to figure it out. We got to figure it out. We got to get it together as black people, man, because our communities is in trouble, man. Our community is in trouble. And I want y'all to recognize this because a lot of you guys and women out there, you can see yourself in Joe and Kisha. A lot of you women may not have done porn, but you lack compassion. because of your trauma. You may have been molested. You may have grown up without your father and have abandonment issues. And you may have the fantasy of wanting to be a wife, but don't have the slightest idea of what it takes to be a wife. To be a wife. The sacrifice, the commitment, the ups and downs that it takes. And because of that, you lack compassion for the person that you're with because you automatically jump into survival mode. The same thing go for the man. The same thing go for the man. Because you're not trained in being a problem solver, solving problems to make things better. You have never been trained in doing that. Oh man, this is the approach that I really wanted to take to this is this approach, because our community needs a healing. Our community needs deprogramming. And what you saw and what she said, she really didn't believe that she said anything wrong when Joe got up and walked out. But Joe doesn't have the ability as a man and as a husband to solve her problems. Their job is to cover each other in marriage. And whatever the problems are, they have to teamwork, make the dream work. They have to work together to solve those problems. So I'm going to cut this video short here. Leave your comments in the comment section. Subscribe to Street Media TV. I don't do gender war. I do black community. I'm not pro-man. I'm not pro-women. I'm pro-black people. So I talk about the right thing. I'm never going to come and just take the man's side or the woman's side. I'm going to take the black community side. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.